It's Denishian again, and I have a confession. I've been really struggling with a few things. The energies on Earth have been so intense for so long. I know we've been training for this, preparing for this level of intensity. And at the same time, as I feel into the chaos and the confusion that's in the world, and as I feel into the way that some human beings are expressing their own fears and the chaos and the confusion, especially when it shows up as judgment or hatred or cruelty, it really hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart. And so, yeah, with the fears of the world and with the cruelty that I sometimes perceive, the intolerance, I feel like my heart is in these little like claws, like these are my ribs, and I'm like trying so hard to pull them apart so I can let my heart out. And some days it just doesn't feel all that easy. So that's one of the things I've been really feeling into. And also, as the world has been exposing more and more of its shadows, the underbelly of things that are not quite right, that we've had a hint about for a while, but are really becoming very apparent. So too are the shadows within myself becoming more visible. And what I'm feeling is that sometimes when I have a new shadow come into the light of my consciousness, and by shadow, I mean unconscious bits of myself that may not be in alignment with who I choose to be. But I will sometimes feel into those shadows and get to see a new expression of shadow and feel a lot of shame and guilt for having these things that I'm still revealing, and for quite honestly not always showing up to my expectations of how I really want to be in the world. And it can be very painful to know that I'm snippy or judgmental, or those things that I'm not really crazy about. um mm, Here's another one. I have on a couple of occasions fallen into like sort of a fear-based response with other people when I'm worried about the way that they're navigating the world, not taking care of their health and things like that. And obviously, this is a projection on my part where I'm feeling out of my center and out of alignment and out of my integrity, and then I can get kind of righteous. Let's do it this way. Like I have any clue how anybody else should do anything. Um, and at the same time, like I feel I feel like for all of those things, heart medicine is the best medicine. That I do have to, claw that apart and really let my heart come out and play more magnificently in the world, because um yeah, like these little tomato seedlings here in the window. I am ready to grow in new ways in this world and offer new things. And sometimes those little shadows, when they come to light, they make me want to isolate or to hide from visibility or to disconnect from people. But that is never the answer. The answer is really to grow through those things and to allow more of the light of our heart to shine into the world. And so, mm, I would love to offer you another meditation today. And hopefully, this one will also help to calm you and settle your nervous system a little bit, and call in some cosmic support for bringing more peace and heart expansion into your life as well. So if you'd like to take a moment or pause this to let yourself get really comfortable, bring yourself into laying down or sitting, whatever's comfortable for you for your meditation, and we'll just kind of settle for a little bit. Beautiful. And as we prepare for our Stargate meditation, I would like to invite us to enjoy some conscious breathing. And I'll bring my drum in for that. And so we're going to do a breath where we do a slow inhale and a hold, a slow exhale and a hold empty. And I'll kind of guide you through that. And sometimes I feel like I need to remember to breathe or need to remember the power of my breath to bring me back into more of a state of equilibrium. It's so powerful, and sometimes I forget. So just letting ourselves feel into the beat of the drum, letting our breathing slow down a little bit, becoming more mindful. On the next empty of your breath, we'll begin to breathe together. In, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And now let yourself fall into your own natural rhythm of breathing. Just relaxing, no need to count anymore. Oh, I hope that felt really good for you. Now we're going to go into the Stargate together and really give ourselves that beautiful energetic frequency as well. So feel into the energies of Mother Earth, each one of us asking inside to invite her to come into our spaces. We call for the energies of Mother Earth to come up into our spaces, to nurture us, to embrace us, to remind us that we are always the children of Spirit. Now remembering that the Stargate is a sacred geometrical portal and conduit for higher vibrational frequencies that offer us healing and spiritual expansion, and that we can also access beings from the multidimensional universe who offer us such amazing gifts, energetic gifts. And so you are always at choice to say yes, please, or no, thank you to any experience. But if it feels right for you at this time, we invite you to activate the energies of the Stargate all around you. And you may imagine a pyramid over you, or you may even imagine stargates or a pyramid in all the cells of your body, or in your other places like your home, your office, or things like that. Wherever you feel like you could use high vibrational support for your ways of being in the world. And so now, if it feels right, we call for the activation of all of our etheric stargates, and just feel as they come online, meeting us at the third dimension, meeting us where we are, and then naturally accelerating through the dimensions from the third to the fourth dimension, to the fifth, to the sixth, and to the seventh dimension, where we gently pause and allow ourselves to entrain to a strong seventh dimensional field in all of our etheric stargates and all the etheric stargates all around the world. Just feeling a beautiful web of high vibrational frequencies here to support Earth and humanity and all of Earth's other children for our evolution. I'm remembering a quote in this now from Alcazar, the spirit guide who guided Brigitte in creating the Stargate. And Alcazar had said, "Humanity has evolved as far as it can based on the power of the mind." And I feel like this is such powerful wisdom in knowing that we also have access to our heart knowing, which we're finding the heart has a huge energetic field, much larger than the brain, has its own kind of knowing. It really helps us to access that intuitive knowing, that higher wisdom that is always available for us. The mind is so powerful and such a great resource for us, but it's not the only one. And feeling as the stargates accelerate once more into the 8th dimension, and the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th dimension, where we gently pause. We call for a strong 12th dimensional field in all of our etheric stargates, and just allow yourself to settle into this field for a moment. I'm just reflecting on the hearts of children, how they are so full of innocence and curiosity and unconditional love, how they embrace everyone with such an openness. And I know that in times of my life, I have felt that openness inside of me, even as an adult. The experience of falling in love can give us that sense of being so open-hearted. And then, of course, there may be times in our lives or instances that we go through that can help close us off, which is understandable. Absolutely. And also, there's such a power in the openness of our heart to invite intuition and higher knowledge and wisdom, to invite the beauty and the wonders of the world into our space that are our birthright, where magic and miracles occur. And when we get lost in the separation of our minds, oftentimes we can forget to see that even in the turbulence of these times, there is so much beauty all around us, so much potential, so much love. And so, in honoring of the pure beauty of expanded heart consciousness, let us invite the angels to come into our spaces with their huge hearts of unconditional love. We call for the presence of the angels and just feel as they bring their love into your space, as they remind you of the way that they are always here for you, just for the asking. And just feel as they come closer and closer, as they remind you that you are never alone, that you are always guided and supported. This morning when I was journaling, I was remembering a line from the movie Cold Mountain. I also read that book. It was a very, very beautifully written book and a very powerful story. I eventually gave away the movie because it was too hard to watch. But it was a Civil War story of love and loss. And there was a line in the movie when things were so desperately horrific in the southern states during the war, of people struggling, of corruption, of loss of fear, loss of many lives. And there was one of the characters said in that, and I don't mean to be specific towards using the word God, but I'm going to use that because that was the quote. But it could be spirit or the universe or whatever. But God won't let it stand this way for long, is what she said. God won't let it stand this way for long. And so when we are in the thick of the feels, when our inboxes are barraged with fear-based messages, when we're letting ourselves get carried away with doom scrolling, we may want to stop and come back to the breath and remember that God won't let it stand this way for long. In the Buddhist lens, another way to say it would be, this too shall pass. All of the great wisdom traditions have some version of that knowing, of the law of impermanence. And I would also like to call in our star families. A recent video with my Andromedan star family seemed to really land for people. And they are still at the ready, along with the Arcturians. I had a really powerful energy healing from the Arcturians the other night. It just blew me away. They helped me heal something I didn't even know was there. I'll bring it into the light. I'm so grateful. And so each one of us asking inside, we call for the presence of our benevolent star families and just feel as they bring their energy closer. The Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Lyrans, the Hathors, and more. And just give yourself a moment to feel those too, to welcome them into your space fully. Beautiful. And I would also like to call in the one known as Master Yeshua, one of my, actually, one of my greatest guides and loves. Such a powerful wisdom teacher who gained enlightenment in his earth suit once upon a time and is still here to support humanity in so many ways beyond our reckoning. We invite the energies of Yeshua to come even closer, this beautiful galactic shaman. And Yeshua and the star families have offered to bestow some gifts upon us, some energetic gifts. And again, remembering that you are at choice to say yes, please, or no, thank you to any of these energetic gifts. And if you feel open and receptive in this moment, we invite you to relax a little more deeply. If you prefer to go off and have your own experience, that is fine too. First energetic gift is that they would love to help us to open our hearts even more to the wonders of the world, to the magic and the miracles that are our birthright. So if this feels like a gift you would like to receive, letting them know, yes, please, or no, thank you. And just allow yourself to receive this heart opening to the wonders of the world. And they would also like to offer us a gift to help to open up our intuitive and psychic centers, our channels to higher wisdom in ways that support our overall well-being and our empowered choice making. And so if you would like support in opening your intuitive and psychic channels, and they add your creative channels would also be activated, then let yourself say yes, please, or no, thank you. And that transmission also overlays on the first one for those who have said yes to both. Just let yourself relax and receive. We'll have a little more chimes. Beautiful. And now they would like to offer you the opportunity to open up a little more to the eagle view of what is happening in our world, of where we are and what is possible for us all to create. And we'll come back to this, we'll touch into it a little bit more a little bit later, but just allowing yourself to open up to the eagle view a little bit if you wish, and relax. Now they invite us to embrace a healing from them. And if you have any particular requests for healing that you would like to articulate in this now, you are welcome to share silently with Yeshua and the star families what that healing intention may be. And if you're open to receive, those frequencies are also coming to you now, custom tailored to each one of you, each time you listen to this. Just another moment for that healing, and then we'll bring in another energy to overlay on top. And just know that the healing and all these other energetic gifts can continue long after this meditation is even over, just for the asking. And the next energetic gift is an activation and energetic upgrades to both the DNA in our body and also the DNA strands that we carry extend into our energy body and beyond. And we would think of that as like etheric DNA. And so feeling into how there's so much of our DNA that is inactive or undiscovered as yet, that we have room to grow into. And this transmission, should you choose to accept it, will allow for that gift for you. And here's another gift. Some of you may need it and some of you maybe not. But I've noticed that there has been sort of an amplification of people feeling like they're barraged with psychic energy, especially from other people who may not be, as grounded or as balanced out as they would normally be. because of the times that we're in. And so maybe not all of the energies that are coming into your space from people that you love and care about may feel all that great. And that is completely understandable. I'm really holding everybody in absolute love as we navigate these times of transition. And so this energetic that is offered now is one to help neutralize any energies that are coming toward you, which may not be serving your highest good, and helping to transmit those energies into peace and neutrality. And so shamans wear bands of power that help to neutralize energy that comes towards us. And so this gift is being shared with you as well, so that in this moment, anything coming towards you will be neutralized and you'll be able to walk with more peace and freedom. And that this gift will expand for as long as you intend it and is needed. Beautiful. Let yourself take a nice deep breath. Really letting go of all the density of energy that you may have been carrying, and just to fully integrate the gifts that have just been shared with you so that they may come in and fully nurture the wholeness of you, the beauty of your spirit. So beautiful. One of the things that I've been noticing too is that consciousness is expanding so quickly right now. We've been going through portals of a lot of muddiness and confusion where it's hard to really see clearly what is happening in our world, to make sense and make meaning out of all of it. And I know that especially in spiritual circles, there are so many ideas and downloads and inspirations and passions around what on earth is going on now. And I find it so fascinating to really let myself surrender into the variety of viewpoints that are there, and really letting myself feel into what is of value for me in exploring. And so some things are like, nope, that doesn't feel quite right for me at all. And other things is like, oh, well, maybe there's something in there for me to explore that I might be able to integrate into my evolving belief system. And other times it's just, nope, I feel really like the way that I've been feeling about that is still really true to my heart. And I feel like there's wisdom in all of those perspectives. And so in our sacred circles, we like to say all wisdom is worthy. And I really have to remind myself of that over and over again, and allow myself to open up my heart of curiosity, of innocence, to witness different viewpoints. And as long as they cause no harm or threat to other people or to myself, of course, then I feel no reason why I wouldn't be able to coexist with that particular belief system or those values. But I like to remind myself to be really open to changing my viewpoint. And kind of related to that, I noticed that, of course, the resources of social media, of the news media, of different outlets of communication, they have different energies about them. They have different flavors. They have different value systems that they represent sometimes. And that there is a discernment process that I think all or most of us go through and what we expose ourselves to. And I think that that is really healthy, and kind of limiting what we're taking into our nervous systems, into our bodies and our minds and our hearts, because we can be over barraged with some of those messages that can really cause and amplify more of the fear-based consciousness. But what came through is, this was kind of curious for me, but what came through is kind of a download, was that as we become more discerning about the information that we take in from different outlets, that we're actually kind of trading our timeline of what we want to experience more of. And that is actually expanding consciousness in the direction of whatever it is that we are wanting to receive, so that we are aligning more with the truth of our hearts, and training technology to develop in a way, and social media communications and whatnot, to be kind of trained in a way in which they come more into alignment with the hearts of the people. And I thought that was really interesting, kind of like, spending our money on companies, on goods and products and services that align with the earth that we want to see. We can also kind of train our communications and our technologies on earth to do the same, which I think is very powerful. And so we know, and we've talked about before, the power of coming together to dream our world into being. And I listened to a message from Richard Rudd last night, from the Gene Keys, that kind of reminded me of some of the principles that I feel like we are dreaming into being. And so there may be a little bit of an overlap between his message and the one that I'm sharing now. But just coming into our hearts, now that we're all filled up with all this beautiful energy from Yeshua and our star families, coming into our hearts and acknowledging what is that, been shown that there's like some leftover barbarism from old eras and epochs that are still navigating our world, but that they are ready to be healed. And so what does that look like? So in this moment, we may dream into being as conscious dreamers, educational systems that follow our children into adulthood, that regard all people as naturally creative, resourceful, and whole, as holistic beings who are worthy of being treated as more than empty minds just to fill with senseless stuff. That children are our future, and they are worthy of cultivating wisdom and thoughtfulness, mindfulness, caring, compassion, joyful hearts and lives, and love. Let's dream into being medical systems that value people also as holistic, and their health is holistic, and where we're offering more than avenues for masking symptoms, where we're offering the genuine, heartfelt portals of deepest healing and integration that honor the complexity of the human's experience, and that help to heal and tend those old wounds, often emotional wounds, that contribute to the physical healing that becomes needed at some point. And of course, to honor technologies that also honor Earth and life, including humanity and all our relations on the planet. And also economic and political systems that honor and support the well-being of all people and all our relations, rather than catering just to the few, the super rich. We are all on this earth, we are all worthy of living joyful, abundant, loving, miraculous lives of wonder. Those are just a few things. What else would you dream into being? Let yourself have a few moments to explore the reaches of your imagination and what is possible for us. Beautiful. And take another moment to really check in with all the guides who are still all around you. Is there any particular support that you would like to ask of them in this now? And as we bring this meditation to a close, I just want to thank you with all my heart for being here, for joining us, for being part of this family of dreamers who are willing to look at the hard places in our world and also willing to dream the dreamier world into being. I know that our coming together is so powerful. I also want to thank those of you who are helping to grow the channel by subscribing, by liking, by commenting, by sharing, and also to those who are replying to my newsletter, e-zine emails that I'm putting out, and sharing your thoughts and your wisdom. And it means the world to me when I get the opportunity to share my heart with you and to share whatever wisdom comes through me, and for whomever it may land. It's not for everyone, I know, but also to feel your love come back to me. And I am so grateful for that, and all the ways that you are showing up in the world, where you're being willing to be seen and vulnerable, where you're sharing your heart and your wisdom as well, and where you are willing to embrace connections in this world. And hopefully those connections that we are building together are forging some really strong infrastructure for something that we are to build together. And I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I get glimpses of it in my dream time. And I'm so honored to to know I'm part of something bigger, as humble and as weak and as flawed and as sometimes overwhelmed as I can be as a human being. But I know that we're onto something, that we're growing something that is bigger than I can really realize at this time. But I'm open, Spirit. I'm open and I'm willing to be guided. I'm willing to surrender, and I'm willing to connect with other beautiful souls who are just desiring to co-create and to dream and to envision this beautiful new world that we have portals of opportunity and creating. I love you all with all my heart, and I shower you with blessings for all your creations.